Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Access Central TV. My name's Andy Hersman, and I'm the host of the show. And today we're going to talk about video filmmaking. And for that, we're going to we have a guest actually here. His name is Moses Nunez.
Glad you got that right.
Thank you. And Moses is a student. He's at Suffolk County Community College. Mm-hmm. And what do you major in?
I major in biochemistry.
Oh, stop fooling around.
I major in radio and television.
That's what I thought you did.
Yeah.
Okay, because otherwise I got the wrong guess.
I actually jumped the guy. He's somewhere in a trash can.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So we don't need that bio whatever guy anyway.
Yeah, it's not important.
So anyway, to be serious though, tell us a little bit about your experience at Suffolk as far as what you learned.
All right. Well, one thing I definitely learned is that most of the work that you do there, any type of roadblocks, is all mental, and you kind of grow up when you go into that major. Okay. I tell you, there were nights where I was extremely overwhelmed with work.
Okay.
And it wasn't because I was slacking or anything. It was more just because I cared about my major too much, and I became too fixated on it. But
right.
you learn the basics, and eventually, when you graduate, you come out with the knowledge of like being able to run a television show.
Like this one.
Yeah, exactly. Just like this one.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, also, that's television production, but we're also talking about film production.
Of course.
Now, I understand you took one of the filmmaking classes there.
Yeah, I actually took a filmmaking class 2 years ago, and now this coming semester I'm taking advanced editing.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So explain to us a little bit like what tools you need for that and what kind of...
Well, you need a camera.
Okay.
That would help.
That would make sense. Yeah, okay.
And back then, actually, I used to, and just as a little side note, the class that I took 2 years ago was completely different from the class I took in video production for Boston Suffolk BOCES.
Okay.
Because they used a camera that only took mini DVs, whereas now they're taking SD cards.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So the technology is changing.
Yeah, and it was only a 3-year gap, so that's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. But as terms of tools, you need. I prefer a Mac.
Okay.
Over, because you can just get editing software easier, and Windows is not that really the best.
Okay, but it's possible to edit on a PC also?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
Windows is usually the best for audio software editing.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
But my experience with editing was always based off of Macs. That's how I learned, so that's where I'm more comfortable with. Okay. So it depends on the person. As in terms of the camera, like I said before, you can use many different outlets. You can use an iPhone, you can use an Android phone, you can use an actual Kodak camera.
Wow.
You can use a GoPro, which is the best of the best.
Well, explain what a GoPro is to people who don't know what that is.
Well, a GoPro is a little miniature camera, and that camera, you just press this little red button and it pretty much starts recording. The only thing is the image quality of a GoPro is very enhanced. I believe it's 1080p, I'm not too sure. Mm-hmm. But it has a high definition, and it's actually used in some movies. For example, the movie with Johnny Knoxville, Bad Grandpa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there were people. If you watch the movie and you watch the end credits, there was like a little laugh reel or blooper reel, and you would see people with GoPros. Now the GoPro, you can use it in water. You can use it.
Wow.
You can attach it to your ski, just a helmet
se.
Yeah, and it makes these really smooth shots. you know, and a lot of people use them that are, you know, into, you know, they're into sports or, you know, any type of sport like snowboarding, skiing, you know, they use those to capture the fullness of, you know, the area that they're
So
in.
you can actually see, like if they put it on their helmet, like their point of view.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of scary because, you know, these things, like they have this they have these like it's just like you see how fast the person's going, you know.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah. So
you
you
know,
kind of
yeah,
almost feel like what there's, you know, you see what they're seeing basically, right?
exactly. You're
Yeah.
seeing what they're seeing firsthand, so it's like, whoa, I'm actually in this person's shoes.
That's really amazing.
Yeah,
You know, that
it
they have
is.
that. They
It
can
is.
do that now.
Yeah, and they have these little effects that you can do if you speed up the camera a little bit. My cousin actually did it where he shook his face so fast that his cheeks were going side to side, like frame by frame. It was pretty
Wow,
cool.
wow.
Yeah. So it also comes with its own editing software.
Okay, so
Yeah.
well, that's what I wanted to ask you next is about, you know, actually editing all this video. It's like what programs do you recommend or use?
Personally, I've used Final Cut Pro 6, Final Cut Pro 10. Those are the only two I've used. I'm kind of a novice to a moderate editor right now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You know, there are things that I can do, but I know Logic Pro, I heard from some people, is a good editing software.
Okay.
But the ones that I'm more familiar with, and I really can't give, you know, any type of, you know, like pretty much my main, you know, editing software that I would personally say to use would be extremely biased only because I've only used Final Cut Pro,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
their entire system. But as between the two of them, I would say start Final Cut Pro 6 or 7 to get your feet wet.
Okay.
And then use Final Cut 10. You know, it's a lot easier.
Right, okay.
And there's a lot more to do. But if you want to do the like you want to actually learn how to do these things, I would go with Final Cut 6.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, some of the students at Suffolk, you know, the students who took filmmaking class,
Yeah.
they were pretty proud of their final projects, and I told them I would put it on the show, you know, to demonstrate, you know, what you could actually do.
Yeah.
After just learning, you know, after one class, which
Yeah.
is just one semester. So there's people who go to the class knowing nothing at all, and you know, then at the end of the semester, after taking the entire class, they come out with a finished product, and actually, some of them are really impressive, you know, and that's what I wanted to show on the show, you know, what you can end up doing in a short amount of time if you know, learn this stuff. So the first movie I wanted to show, it's called Cup of Love, okay?
That sounds very erotic.
Well, you'll see it, but
Yeah.
the people who made it, yeah, let's see, I'll just give their names quickly. Stefan DeVitro, Julia Agostino, Emily Andrus, and Kimberly Strong. Okay, there's 4 people were involved with making this film. So they shot it and wrote it and edited it and the whole thing. And why don't we, you know, take a look at it, and then we can talk about it after we see
Okay.
it. So let's take a look.
I'm not giving you money.
Aren't you gonna go talk to her?
Who are you?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Go talk to her.
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now?
Go! Go get her!
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I got it.
Oh, thanks.
Make that 2. Oh. I gave all my money to the hobo. Gosh. That was weird.
That was weird.
Well, what did you think? The ending was kind of fun.
Yeah, I like the ending. It was kind of, well, first I want to say it's definitely better than an M. Night Shyamalan movie for that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was really well made. Script was, well, I don't know how the script was, but it looks like it was a tight script, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the nice part, because they don't just learn how to edit. What they do is they make the movie from scratch. So they come up with an idea, then they, actually put down the storyboard and the script, and then they have to turn that into an actual film.
Yeah.
So you have to actually take it off the paper and make it, and shoot it and edit it and make it work. And it's a lot of work. I mean, even just for a 5-minute movie like that, it's an enormous amount of work. But
Yeah, that is true.
but it pays off. I mean, if you see, the shots that they did and the music and everything they used, I mean, it's a lot to it. And I was pretty amazed that students who didn't know anything about filmmaking at all, coming into the class, suddenly, at the end came out with something like that, which is it's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to give them credit for that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to air it on television so
Yeah.
other people can enjoy it. And I think now that the equipment is so affordable now, that people can buy video cameras cheap and computers. Most people have one anyway,
Yeah.
So I think more people should give it a shot at least. What do you think? I mean,
I think it's a very it's a very important art.
yeah, it's an art form, absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much someone's thoughts and feelings, on a TV.
Sure, you could. That's what's
And,
nice about it.
yeah.
You could actually, it's not just,
Yeah.
but it's an art form,
Yeah.
just like writing a book or drawing a picture or whatever.
Exactly. It's it's my my uncle. And it's really easy. It's really easy to do.
Well, once you know how to do it.
Yeah, once once you
know.
know how to do it, it's easy. But in this day and age, anybody can. It just shows you can do anything you want to do if you just put your mind to it.
Yeah.
For example, my uncle, his wife makes these, poorly done, movies, and it's like what they call a still image film, and pretty
Oh,
much
okay.
what it is, it's just still images. Your typical dissolve. A dissolve, by the way, is when it's hard to explain, but you see it everywhere. That's all I can really
when
say.
two pictures blend together. Right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
blend together.
Some people call them, what's the term?
Cross-fading, I think.
No, a fade. Yeah, some people call it a fade.
Well, a fade is when you go from a black,
Yeah.
when it's all black on the screen,
Right.
to actual picture.
right. Right. So that's different than a dissolve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a dissolve is picture to picture, or moving, like a moving film, or just whatever it is, just
Right.
one piece of something going into another piece of something. Whereas a fade is it's pretty much like evolution.
So
it
yeah.
comes, it's nothing at first, and then bam, you have something.
Okay.
So you're fading in something.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and like I said, my cousin, my uncle's wife, she does these poorly made films, and they are bad, for a lack of a better term.
Well,
but
compared to what?
like I just said with M. Night Shyamalan,
Yeah.
he does a better job. But
All right.
that
But that's how you learn, though. I mean, if
Exactly.
you don't do something,
Exactly.
the more you do it, the better you get at it.
exactly. But
you
if
know.
she didn't have any knowledge of filmmaking.
Okay.
No knowledge whatsoever.
Okay.
Now, if she could do that, and yeah, it's it's bad, but if she had the education, I guarantee you she'd make a 5-star.
Oh yeah. Well, but my point was though that now more people have the opportunity to try it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even 20 years ago, a video camera was thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So like $20,000. For and an editing suite without because it didn't have computer editing.
Yeah.
It would cost you almost $500,000,
yeah.
For all the equipment to edit. So,
yeah.
there was not many people who could afford that or had the opportunity to have access to that kind of technology.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays, now that you can edit on your computer,
Yeah.
it gives you a nice, and that's why I say it's like, you never know when the next Ron Howard's going to pop up.
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah.
he had the opportunity as a child. He was a child actor, and that's how he had the opportunity.
Well, still, like, he didn't. I think his main thing was acting at that time
Sure,
when he was
sure.
doing the Andy Griffith show.
Right,
and,
but again, that's how he got his foot in the door and
Yeah.
had access to this, And a lot of people back then didn't have that, that opportunity.
Of course not.
And so again, nowadays with the technology, being affordable for almost anybody,
Yeah.
it lets people, a lot more people have access to it, and
Yeah.
so now you have a bigger chance of finding another, good director
Exactly.
like Ron Howard.
Actually, it's funny you say that, because like the technology actually has come a long way from
Yeah.
the way it started in the early 1900s. As you know, they called silent films.
Right.
Actually, the first film ever produced was a train, just a train just driving,
train-
going down a railroad track.
Wow.
And what it was the director allowed people to come in and watch this film.
Was that an Edison production, or do
To
you
be
know?
honest with you, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But what happened was, the camera was facing towards the train.
Yeah.
Right. Now the train is coming. Like, picture you, like I'm, a TV screen, and you see a train coming towards you.
Like
Now,
head on?
Like head on.
Wow.
And like that was the shot. That was the only shot. It was like 10 minutes long.
Wow.
And people were so frightened that they thought that this train was gonna come out of the screen and hit them.
And it wasn't even 3D, right?
And it wasn't even 3D.
Wow.
Now these are the early 1900s. Now you
Wow.
got these films like Avengers, or just like any of these out of this world, like Gravity.
Oh, yeah, well,
literally
they-
out
they
of this
use a
world.
lot of CGI and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And we've come from a train that was in black and white coming down a railroad track
Right.
to George Clooney and Sandra Bullock in space.
Yeah, in 3D no less.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
even
was in
better.
3D,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So, anybody can do it. You go on YouTube and pretty much you either you Google or YouTube how to edit,
Yeah.
and you get countless videos.
That's awesome.
You get,
So anybody could learn it. They just have to take the time
exactly.
and effort,
And realistically, you don't even have to go to school for it. Well, you have to go to school for this
Well,
if you want to
if
learn.
you want
but
to do it professionally, I guess.
But there are people
Yeah.
that have jobs that are like they make their money off of making YouTube videos.
That's amazing.
That learned editing through YouTube.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what a great opportunity, right?
Exactly, it's a great outlet.
Well, there's one more movie I wanted to show, one of the
Okay.
films from the students. And this one is called Operation, okay? And three
Is it based
people.
about the game?
Yeah, well, yeah, you'll see. It's interesting. Don't give away too much.
Okay.
Let's see. Chris Mace, Mike Franquette, and Christian Manuel. They all were involved with making this film.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll take a look at it, and then we'll talk about it.
All right.
So let's take a quick look.
Are we all prepped for surgery?
Yes, yes, doctor.
All sterile?
All clean.
Looks like this guy's been in a bad accident.
What seems to be the problem, doctor?
Well, he's got very much swelling in his Adam's apple. Gonna need to have to take a closer look. Scalpel? Let's take a look here. Oh, there we go.
Quite strange, doctor.
Well, this is called the Adam's apple for one thing.
Oh.
He's got some stiffness in his wrist. Can't quite figure it out. I'm gonna have to
Could
take
it
a
be-
closer look.
Could his wrist be broken, doctor?
Possibly, but let me just peek in there.
What is it, doctor?
It's writer's cramp.
Irish cramp. That's very strange.
This guy must have been a journalist or something.
Huh.
Anything? What else seems wrong?
Feel his leg. Does it seem different to you?
Feels like there's a bump.
Looks like a broken ankle to me, Doc.
Let me just get in there, see what he's done to himself. Ah, of course.
A wrenched ankle.
Precisely.
It's quite rare.
Never seen one of those before.
It's deadly nonetheless, though.
Hope his heart's not broken, doctor.
Gotta take a closer look just in case.
He's flatlining.
Oh no.
All right. We gotta perform CPR. We're not gonna lose this one.
Oh, hold him now.
Playing.
Come on, buddy.
Doctor, he's dead.
Gotta give him
Doc,
CPR.
doctor, doctor, doctor.
Damn it.
Haha, you lose. My turn. You take this game way too seriously.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was
Wow.
interesting.
Wow.
What did you think?
that makes me not want to go to a doctor and get surgery. No, it was great. I like the retro feeling of the black and white.
Yeah, what they did, they took
you know.
the black and white, and sort of like what Wizard of Oz did, you
Yeah.
know? And then when they went to color when it came to reality. You
Exactly,
know? So
exactly.
That was pretty cool.
I like it because like it signifies like a dream sequence. And,
Right,
you know,
right.
And it gives you like you know, at first you're like, all right, well it's black and white, you know,
Right.
like, you know what's going on. The guy dies, you're like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? And then it goes to black, and you're like, whoa, you know, how did this just happen?
Yeah.
And then you find out it's a dream.
Right, so it's like a little surprise ending.
Yeah,
you know.
I like that.
So that was another nice little film. And,
Yeah.
you know, you can be creative when you do films like that. So,
Yeah.
you know. But we're running out of time, so I want to thank you, though, for coming onto the show
Well,
and
thank you for
talking
having
with
me.
us. And, you know, again, if hopefully other people will make films. And if you want your film on TV, you can, you know, get in touch with us. 631 is our number, area code 631-440-6012. Get in touch with us and, you know, if you want something of yours aired. So we'll just wrap the show up. Thanks again for watching, and tune in again next week. We'll be on again.